Hello, and this is Dany Papineau for AirbnbSecrets.com, and I'd like to welcome you to an entire free episode called Use Airbnb as a Guest. So now that you've created your free profile, that's what we've done in the last free episode, you are ready to use Airbnb either as a guest or as a host. And since the membership part of Airbnb Secrets is all about becoming a great host, in this free episode, I'm going to focus on how to use Airbnb as a guest. We're going to go through all the steps of booking a property. So we're going to start by researching properties on the Airbnb website. Then we're going to contact the host to see if he wants to book you his home. And then we are going to book it. So for the purpose of this exercise, we're going to pretend that we're preparing a trip to go to Montreal. And since I want to show you how a booking procedure works, I'm going to go with you through all the steps of booking my own property. So as a guest, if you're looking to rent a home, the first thing to do is to go on Airbnb.com. Then you'll see the search bar, and then type in the city where you would like to travel to. We are preparing a trip. Where do you want to go? Enter the real dates of your trip, because if you enter those real dates, Airbnb is only going to show you the places available for these specific dates. And same thing, if you put the real number of guests that you're traveling with, your research is only going to bring properties that can fit this specific amount of guests. Meaning that every single one of the listings that you see here are properties that fit your dates and that can fit the number of guests that you're traveling with. Then if you look at the top of the research page, you can see that there are different sections: dates, room type, price range, and so you can go and click on that. If you want to change your dates, you can do so right there. You can also change the number of guests. In the room type section, you can choose what type of property you want to rent. Do you want to rent an entire place? Are you looking to rent a private room, a shared room? In the price range section, what kind of price are you willing to pay for that property? You can slide the little button here and you can bring the price down or up, whatever you want to do with it. And this will really narrow down the exact type of property that you're looking for. Then there's a little secret button that there's a lot of people that don't know or see. It's called More Filters. If you click on that, you'll see, are you looking for a place that has a specific number of bedrooms, a specific number of washrooms? Are you looking for a place that has a specific amount of beds? You could click on the Instabook option if you would like Airbnb to show you only places that you can book instantly. When an Instabook option is on for a listing, that means that if you do have good reviews as a guest, you don't even need to talk to the host at all. You just enter your payment information and the booking goes through instantly. And then there's the option neighborhoods. Is there a specific neighborhood in the city that you're looking for? If you click on this little arrow at the right here, you see it opens up in so many neighborhoods in a city. Then amenities. Are you looking for specific amenities? You know, I mean, if you're traveling with someone who has a wheelchair, then you could say, I'm looking for places wheelchair accessible. The property type, are you looking for an apartment, a house, a bed and breakfast, or a dorm, a loft, other? I mean, other would be even plains, castles, caves. There's so many things on Airbnb. The host language, are you specific with their language? Keywords, oceanside, whatever. The Airbnb will narrow all these research if you enter some keywords there. Then you would click show listings and it would update the entire database with properties that are really narrowed down to these type of research. Then if you look at the top right here of any listing, there's a little heart button, and this is what is called Airbnb Love. If you click on that, you can basically build wish lists. If you go on my profile here, you'll see in your profile there's a little wish list section. You can kind of start to pre-plan a trip, or even you can just dream if you want to. Go on Airbnb, research places, and start to build like wish lists of, oh, I'd love to go to Paris one day. And then you create a folder with Paris and you start to just add them up, all your favorite listings in Paris that you'd love to go to, So to do that, when you see a little heart at the top of the listing here, you click on it and you can basically add it to any of your wish list. So right now, if I click on that, I can see all the wish lists that I have. If I want to add my Montreal listing to my Montreal wish list, then I click Montreal. And this listing, I could put it in many wish lists. I could say, oh, I want it as a chalet as well, Quebec, whatever. But in this case, I'm just going to put it in Montreal. And then I put done and then save. And it will be added to the wish list that you chose. And then you see, you know, the little heart is pink. Isn't that sweet? You can also research on the map. You know, if you take the map and you drag it, Airbnb is going to start to show you, you know, listings all around the neighborhood that you're looking for. So if you're looking, you know, for a specific neighborhood in a specific city, you can just, you know, go on the map and like, oh no, I'd love to stay on that specific street. You know, is there anything that is available in front of the Parc La Fontaine? Okay, what are the listings that are there, you know, then okay, these listings are close to it. Then that's a way, you know, to do research. By the way, at any time, if you ever want to clear dates, you know, you just want to see what's available in the city in general, you click clear dates and then it will basically, you know, forget the calendars and all this stuff. If you want to get rid of any of the filters that you've put in your research, you just click the X here and these room types, filters or prices filters will disappear and then you'll be back to seeing all the listings. Another little trick, if you're from another country and you want to change the language or currency of the money that you're dealing with, you could totally change the language here and choose any language. Right now the prices that you see on my Airbnb are all in Canadian prices. I could say, oh no, I want to change it to, you know, US dollars, let's say, close, and then all the prices that you'll see will adjust to US dollars, you know. So now let's assume that you've done your big research on the Airbnb website and you've found that one listing that you're ready to book. The first thing I would suggest to do is to really check the calendar and to make sure that the dates are open for your stay. Then read the listing and read the reviews about the listing. Is this person a good host? Is the place clean? Is it easy to communicate with them? You can see all this stuff in the review part of the listing. Then if you're ready to book, if the host has the option Instabook, you can just go ahead and complete the booking that way. But before doing that, you can also contact the host. I personally really like to talk to the host before I book a place, just to make sure that that his calendar is up to date, that everything is great. So if you click on contact host, there's a little message box that's gonna show up. Then just make sure your check-in dates and check-out dates and number of guests are correct. Then some tips. Tell Dany a little about yourself. What brings you to Montreal? Who's coming? What do you love about this listing? Mention it. When you contact a host, put yourself in the perspective of the host. Someone is contacting you to rent your home. If you're going to rent your home to a stranger, I mean, you want to know some stuff about him, you know? So, how many people are you going to be? Why are you coming to this city? What's the purpose of the rental? All this type of stuff. The more you give great information to the host, the more you will build trust with him. And the quicker you build trust, the quicker the transaction will go through. So let's pretend I'm someone renting a place on Airbnb. Hi Dany, my wife and I are coming to Montreal to meet my grandfather who's getting remarried with his third wife. We're all excited to visit him in your city, and your home seems the most amazing thing I've ever seen on planet Earth. I'd love to book it if you are okay with it. Let me know if you need more information. All the best, Dany. Dany to Dany. I'm just kidding here, but the more you give this type of little story, what's your trip about, who are you traveling with, all this stuff, the more it will help to make the booking go through. So send a message. So now what you'll see, what Airbnb does, as soon as you send a message to a host, it will encourage you to contact more hosts. Because, with Airbnb being so new, there's a lot of hosts that are just starting out and they're not necessarily quick to reply. I mean, I've seen some hosts that can take like a day or more to reply. And to my hosting standards, it's unacceptable. So yeah, if you're looking to rent a place on Airbnb as a guest, contact many hosts. Contact like 5-10 hosts. And you'll see what Airbnb will do is that if you recontact another host, it will reopen the message that you just sent. Basically, you won't have to type it again. The same message will be ready to be sent to another host. So it's really quick to send many messages to another host, you know. Usually, if you contact 5 to 10 hosts, within half an hour, you book something. So what's gonna happen next is that the host will contact you back. You click on that, and you'll get a message from the host. Something that will go like this. Hi Dany, thank you for contacting me with such a detailed message. Just go ahead with the booking if you want to, and I'll touch base with you once you complete the booking. Thank you, Dany. By the way, if there's ever anyone asking you to book outside of Airbnb, asking you to send them wired money transfer, don't ever do that. That is probably a scam. You want to stay within Airbnb so that your transaction is secure, that you feel safe, and that if there's ever a problem, you can just call Airbnb and they will help you with that. So now you're pretty much ready to book it. So we're going to click on book it. So this is going to bring you to the payment page. If you look at the right of this page, you will see all the details of this booking. So you just want to make sure that you've entered all your information correctly. You can read the cancellation policy, the house rules, you can have all the details of the pricing. So the final price for this booking would be $94. So if we go ahead and book it, so you're going to click on that and then book now. And now you have a reservation that is confirmed. You can add the other guests that you're traveling with, which means that they will receive all the details of the trip and then continue. And now your reservation is officially accepted. If you want to see your itinerary, you can click on that. You will get all the details of of your booking. So make sure that you print this itinerary before you get to go on your trip. If you need to print a receipt, you can print it here if you ever need it for business expenses. And if you ever change your mind and want to alter or cancel the reservation, you would click here, and then you could totally change your check-in dates if it is available. Checkout dates, same thing. You could change the amount of guests, and then you could submit the alteration. And if you ever need to cancel your reservation, you could cancel it here. And it will be canceled according to the cancellation policy that is set up in the listing. So that's it for now. That concludes the free class, Use Airbnb as a Guest. So thank you for watching, because you could learn everything there is to know about the Airbnb lifestyle the day you become a member of AirbnbSecrets.com.